the idea for this show came to me at a certain point in my early adulthood, when I realized that we kind of spend the first few years of our life, well, many of them, just sort of collecting rules. It's like we're a little kid with a little basket, and you go around, you get some from TV, or your parents teach you things, your friends at school do stuff, and you see them. And it's really useful, it's really helpful, right? We learn things like brush and floss before you go to bed, or do your homework. Don't smell bad when you're around other people. Really basic stuff. And a lot of the rules, I was okay, I learned them, I was able to function, but there were sort of an area of rules where I tended to struggle a little bit, kind of fail. All the rules about how to be a girl, how to be feminine, didn't do so hot. And give you an idea of sort of where I started. Hey there, I'm a man in Bridget's family. I'm about 6'8", big guy. I'm an athlete, kick your butt at any sport you try and beat me at. I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a leader in my community. Take chances, you know what I'm saying? Catholic, conservative, I know what's right and wrong. Have a beautiful family, beautiful wife, got great kids, and yeah, I'm fun at parties, so invite me next time. Oh, hi, oh gosh, it's just so nice to see all of you. I'm a woman in Bridget's family, and it's just so nice you're here. Let's see, I'm home mostly. I'm so proud of my kids. I have great children. We're raising them in the faith, and I'm really proud. I make sure everybody has yummy lunch for school, you know, clean, warm clothes in the winter. I didn't try too hard in school, because who cares? I just hope you all have fun, okay? Okay. So men, tall, strong, assertive, leaders, decisive, funny, loud. Women, supportive, quieter, nurturing, inside, sit still. So from the first day, I blew a rule out of the water. Yeah, she had another one. It's a little girl. Bridget. Yeah, Bridget. Oh, here they come. Hi, Jane. Hi. Yeah, come over. So that's the oldest. Oh, there he goes. Oh, gosh. That's Jimmy. He's got a lot of energy. This is Annie. Hi. She's the middle. Oh, she's sticking her tongue out. Yep, just a little devil. All right. Jane, come over. Yeah. Oh, you must be pooped. 3 kids. Gosh, we're so happy for you. Can we hold her? Oh, can we? Okay. Let's see. Oh my goodness. 10 pounds, 5 ounces. I didn't know that was possible. Jane, look at all that hair. Did you come out walking and talking? Well, you're going to be tall just like your daddy, aren't you? Yeah, you're going to be a big, tall girl. So instead of the usual comments about pink bows and ruffly skirts, people kind of looked at this 11-pound super-mounted baby. Like, wow, she's going to kick some butt. It's the only thing we know. So adding to this whole kind of jock early on mystique, was this guy who ran through the scene, my older brother Jim. So my brother had some real simple goals for his life. He was going to be quarterback and captain of his high school football team. Probably score all the touchdowns and get all the tackles. Football was, basketball, probably would be the captain of the team, get all the rebounds, score all the points. You kind of get the idea. Croquet, badminton, thumb wrestling, it didn't matter. Everything was a sport, everything was a competition, and he had to win. So he had a little bit of a challenge with the fact that life had given him, instead of a team, 2 sisters. This is his famous quote. Well, having 2 sisters is almost like having a brother, but not quite. What a ripoff! So as the more sporty of the 2 sisters, I often would get roped into games, right? And the main one was that Jimmy really wanted to be a quarterback, so I became a receiver. That was my job. Went out for passes. For those of you who are Northwest natives, I was the Steve Largent to his Jim Zorn, so going back to the 80s. And I was pretty good. You know, I knew how to go out and take a L cut to the right and go long, do button hook left, and just run it in for the score. You know, got coached a lot. And he also did things where he just would get an extra training. For example, when he babysat, right, on a night when my parents went out, we would have something called tackle practice. So my sister and I would be on our knees, put sofa pillows up our shirts, and line up, and they'd knock us down. And we'd hear, get back up, girls, get back up. Get back up. And then finally the Cosby Show would come back on, and you're like, whew, I survived. So by the time I got to school, I was pretty much certified tomboy. Like, I could not wait every day for recess. All I wanted to do was go out and sweat and run around. Way too much energy, wasn't that into school. Chinese jump rope and regular jump rope were sort of the first 2 years. Then 3rd grade, I discovered soccer. Yeah, loved soccer. So this is sort of the first team sport, right? And mind you, I was like a head taller than all the little boys in my class, so we'd all go out on the field, play soccer, and I'd just be like, I was pretty hard to beat. And I would watch the other little girls at recess, right, and check out what they were doing, and it just didn't look very fun, because the other girls at recess would do this thing that I did not understand. They would talk. Pick a flower, talk. I'm like, we're 7. What do you have to say? I have nothing. I even had a rat tail in 3rd grade, which only added to the mystique. I had a mullet the first 2 years, so it was actually an improvement. Yay for the rat tail. So at the end of 3rd grade, this little tomboy got some news from home, which was that my parents wanted us to be a little more academically focused, a little concerned about their 3 kids not really paying attention well enough in school, blah, blah. So they picked out some nice private schools up in the Tacoma area. My sister and I were hopefully going to be going to Annie Wright, and Jim, our brother, would go to Charles Wright. So some of you may know these schools. Nice schools, so nice that even when you're 7, you have to apply to get in, pass the test, and they make sure you fit in, right? It's pretty intense. So I go up for my day at this school. It starts with the test. And in the test, the woman asks me a question like this. Now, Bridget, can you tell us which month has 28 days in it? And I say, well, don't all of them? She was like, whoa. This kid's genius. Finally runs to my mother and is like, listen to me. You gotta let her come here. So get through the lunchtime, and then it's recess, finally, right? Yay for recess. So I get out on the recess field, and I knew. Off to my right are the little girls. So they're in a pack. They all have these sailor dresses on with shorts underneath, and this is what they do at recess. They do flips on the monkey bars, and they... Right. So I'm watching that, and I'm not really familiar, and I think my chances of getting in on it are very slim. So I kind of look this way. Over here are the boys. The boys are playing football. I know how to play football. Now my chances of getting on this game, though, are once again very small. Not only because I'm new, because I'm a girl, and I don't think they're going to ask me to play. So I figure that the one thing I'm really good at is receiving passes. So I just wait for the next one to go out. I run into the game, I intercept the pass. And I just keep running. I had like 8 7-year-old boys chasing me for like 5 minutes. Up the hills, down the hills, big campus, all over. Finally they were smart enough to split their ranks on this outdoor hallway, and they caught me in the middle of it. I had a ball. But at least I got to run around, so I was happy. They got me back 2 years later, so I did go Annie Wright. And in 5th grade, Refrigerator Perry was really big with Chicago Bears. Refrigerator and Bridget have some similar sounds. I was Bridge the Fridge. And I usually went something like, Bridge the Fridge. I just But the thing about the tomboy part is that I also had, of course, total crushes, right? Total little girl. Totally was checking out all the little boys. And my style was to really pick one and just stick on. You know, I was a pioneer. Years of one crush. This was my style. First through third grade, it was Chris McKinney, who also had a mullet, so I thought we had stuff in common. And then fourth and fifth grade, it was Jake. Now, Jake had the magical quality of actually being taller than me. But I didn't tell anybody. I liked Jake. I played it cool. You know, slumber party. Who do you like, Bridget? No one. Very modest. Very modest. Then getting picked on by my older brother about everything kind of kept my mouth shut in general. And then, you know, a little Catholic girl. You just don't talk about those things. So that was first through fifth grade, and I had the solid tomboy thing down, and I was doing well at this school. And then my parents gave us a little bit of news. They were tired of writing checks to this expensive private school. And all three of the kids were going to public school the next year. So I'm starting middle school at a new public school. And I wasn't, you know, as I mentioned, very skilled in the area of be boyfriendy, girlfriendy, crushy, all that. It turns out the public school kids had been like dating since third grade. They've been there. It's old news. They're used to all the tea that he likes you, she wants to kiss you. So I had to get ready for public school. Much better. So, Sister Bridget Joseph here. And I'm like, you know, putting out the right signals about what we're So I arrive at public school, and a little bit of the it girl, right? I'm kind of interested. Here I've come from private school, I'm new, and I do something on the first day of school that kind of makes me stand out. So the very first day, I go to one of my required classes, which is woodshop. And the teacher, apparently that's funny, right? The teacher of the class starts the day off with an orientation, and he explains that the girls are going to be very welcome to do leather work, or like, you know, painting on leather, and we could make small wooden items, you know, like trivets. And he really was pumping the boys and encouraging the boys that there were large wooden cutting machines and, you know, cutting wood, and metal shop would be great things for them, and he was really getting the boys head in that direction. So I raised my hand. Because I don't get it. I don't understand the gender breakdown on this. So I just raised my hand. And I say, you know, could you just tell me more about why, basically? Who knows? I was 11. I'm sure I said something not that simple. Poor man. This man was a little bit of a nervous person, right? His name is Mr. Alltidy, but he referred to himself as Mr. Alltidy. So not only does he start stammering as he's trying to reply to me, he gets really red, bright red, and he can't find his words, and just kind of sweating up there. So I get a little notoriety, right? Everybody's looking at the new girl, like, whoa, who's the new girl? A little bit wild. And after class, this kid Josh comes up to me and wants to meet me now. And then Josh finds me later on in my locker. Turns out Josh and I have PE together, and we kind of end up in line at the same time. In fact, Josh even figures out that I have piano lessons near his house where he has a paper route, and he comes and talks to me through the screen of my piano teacher's house while I'm waiting for my lesson. Wow. I don't know how to handle this. Now, Josh is this cute, preppy Mormon kid. Like, all the girls love Josh, right? Which I don't know. But I'm just generally uncomfortable. This is me dealing with boys in middle school. Oh, hi, Josh. Hi, yeah, hi again. No, yeah, it's great to see you. You know what, Josh? I have an idea. I do. Why don't you go talk to someone else? There's so many people here. Go meet somebody else. I think it's a great idea. Yeah, you just go. I'm going to go over here. Yeah, go ahead. Okay. Jameson, you're the librarian's son. No, I remember. Chocolates on Valentine's Day. Wow. That is bold, Jameson. I have an idea. We're going to give these to the poor. They don't have enough chocolate, so I'm just going to sit right here. Okay. Oh, Nels, hi. Yeah, you saved me a seat in math class. You like to do that. You know what? there's one right here. Yep, I'm gonna go. I'll just see you later. So by 8th grade, they just stopped trying, right? They're just like, forget it, ice queen. So it keeps me safe though, and I'm just made generally nervous, by any flotation. So I stick to my pining plan, right? That was really more what I was good at. And there's a guy in middle school who's actually taller than me, once again. Tall and cute and athletic. We don't talk much, probably about, this many times. This is perfect. Mind you, I am 6 feet tall by the time I'm 12 years old. So, a little hard to find those boys who are taller than me. So I'm pretty excited. His name's Jeff. And so that's sort of the good thing that happens in middle school, besides my crush on Jeff, is that I get into organized team sports. So this is my first time learning volleyball, first time learning basketball, and I find it's something I'm good at, and I feel really confident when I'm doing it. So this is like a very positive thing to happen when you're in your early teens. Get to the end of middle school, and I do what little siblings do, which is do what their older siblings are going to do. So I try out for the cheerleading squad. And I make the squad. Pretty exciting. And so I'm coming in to high school as one of those freshman cheerleaders, right? Senior guys have been like checking boxes on calendars for months, waiting for the new freshman cheerleaders to arrive. Dude, awesome. I think the skirts are shorter this year, you know what I'm saying? So here I'm in this little skirt. You know how it kind of bounces? This is like me on day one. It's like, hi, I hope you had a great summer. Oh, it's so nice. So I have the skirt, but I'm not working the skirt. And mind you, I have a crush on like half the men's varsity basketball team. Like I'm not unaware of what's going on in high school, but I'm just sort of out of it. I do get asked to one dance by a kid named Craig. His mother and his sister told him I'm a nice girl and he should ask me. That's why he asked me to homecoming. In fact, his sister later reported to me that they sat by the phone and did this. You call her right now. There's one of those high school dates where you don't talk. Yeah, those are awesome. At the end of my freshman year quarter, though, something good happens. That kid Jeff I mentioned. So it's report card day. Everybody's standing outside and holding their report cards, kind of chatting. And I listen to Jeff. Now, I had done okay. I'd gotten like mostly A's, got a B+, got an A-, like really pretty proud of myself. Jeff had gotten a freaking 4.0. Perfect grades. Like, I knew Jeff was cute, but I did not think he was intelligent. We hadn't spoken, obviously. So I was inspired at that point, sort of competitively, to never get worse grades than Jeff. And I didn't. I got 4 points the rest of my high school year. That really ticked me off. But it was a great gift that this person I was pining after gave me, so I'm very grateful. So I sort of flew into hyper nerd mode, right? Got really nerdy. And then the other thing that was good that happened in high school is I discovered sports even more, right? So I'm getting rebounding records on the basketball team and kill records on the volleyball team. It's just a big part of who I am. Sports is great for me. So I get to the end of high school and kind of waiting around on the prom date. Not getting a lot of offers. In fact, about 0. That work in middle school had really done the trick. So it's getting closer and closer to the day of prom. Still no call. So the day of, I come up with a plan. I have a neighbor. Rival high school is where he goes, so he's not busy that night, I'm guessing, who happens to be a tip-top championship violinist. Call him up. His name's Alan. I'd seen him recently at the AP Calculus exam. So we've been in touch. Call up Alan. Hey, Alan, do you want to go to my prom tonight? He's like, yeah. Yeah, I know. I have a tux. I was like, I know. See it? So here's this kid with the tux ready to go, and he's available. So we go to my prom, and it's just a blast. I have so much fun. And the great thing is that everybody comes back to my house after prom because my parents are out of town. How much more perfect, right? High schooler's dream. We're all at dessert beforehand, and just to give you an idea of sort of the nerd factor I developed by this time, Alan writes on the back of our dessert receipt, we're at Red Robin, West Olympia. Integral of 1 over cabin. Any math majors? Natural log cabin. This is like the big funny flirt of the evening. And the best part is one of our friends, as we're leaving dessert and we're going to my house, says, "Guys, sex and booze at Bridget's house." Turns out to be Pictionary and popcorn. That is what the whole night is at my house. We got a little crazy and got into my mom's ice cream. That was. So the good news is, after all that hard work, thanks to being very jealous of this other kid's grades, I actually got into Stanford at the end of my high school career, and I was super excited, kind of perplexed, very, very grateful. So that summer is kind of a mellow one. I sell ads for a local phone book, nothing big. Get towards the end of the summer, and I'm 1 month away from leaving for college. So I'm 17 years old, heading off to college. And my dad had a backache for a long time, right? So my whole senior year, kind of just like, kind of middle age, getting a little heavier. He's trying to work out. He's trying to do physical therapy. He goes and gets checked one more time. His backache's not going away. Finds out he has stage 4 lung cancer. It is in his back, and his hip, and his shoulder, and in his lungs, of course. They tell him, "You have 2.5 months to live. We suggest you get your affairs in order and spend time with your family." So, my mom and I are kind of the 2 people home at this point. Mom, brother and sister off at college. So, Mom and I start studying because we're really annoyed that nobody seems to be able to figure out a way to help my dad. So we're going for it. We're reading everything there's about alternative cancer treatments. In this time, I make a decision that going to college, instead of being an international relations major and writing for National Geographic, kind of been my lifelong dream, I was going to be a doctor, oncologist. And if I couldn't save my dad, I was going to help other people in his position someday. It was pivotal. And my dad decides to sort of share some ideas, some knowledge before I leave for college, right? He says, "Bridget, I want you to go down there and you're going to change him." They were the liberals of Stanford University. And I was the Catholic conservative movement of one. It was going to get everyone on campus to stop having sex before marriage, get them all to join the pro-life club, and convert to Catholicism. We're just going to tie it up in a bow. My dad literally wanted Stanford to be a stronghold for conservatism in the U.S. He liked the song "Onward Christian Soldiers." So you take me at this time in my life, I'm a little bit of a wound-up kid, right? Little AP test here, little varsity basketball championship there, a little bit type A. You just take that down, you just twist it a few more times. This is where I'm heading into college. That basket of rules I had, that I started collecting things, it's getting real heavy right about now. I just added a bunch to it. I have a lot of work to do. In fact, my dad was so concerned for my growth of my faith while I was in school that he had informed me that the liberals on campus the Catholics on campus were too liberal. So I was not to go to Mass on campus. But not to worry. He had some friends who were going to help me out. Have you maybe heard of Upstage? So they were demonized in Dan Brown's book, The Da Vinci Code. They're good people. They're smart, they're hardworking, and they are very, very Catholic, very conservative. So they were welcoming me with open arms when I got down to Stanford. So I get on campus and I'm looking for Catholics. This is my goal. The real ones, not the fake ones, right? So I joined the pro-life club immediately, and I become its president in about 3 months. Current president is like, "Wow, you are into this. This is great. You go. You just go." We're bringing in speakers, handing out flyers, we're working it. And due to my excellent work in the pro-life club, there's a guy on campus who notices. His name is Vince Mooney. He is an electrical engineering PhD student. Played football for Yale, big guy, real driven. Comes up to me. "Hey, Bridget, I see you're doing some good work with the Pro-Life Club, and I just want to say we're starting a new group. We'd love to have you join. It's called True Love Waits." True Love Waits. So this is a group of students that would be good. Yeah, oh yeah. A group of students who would be going dorm to dorm on Stanford campus and talking about the importance of saving sex for marriage. They were having trouble finding a woman for the group. So I say yes, I'll do it. So here I'm a freshman, going to mostly freshman dorms. Now my job in the group was to talk to women about the emotional damage it caused them having sex before marriage. As if I knew. But Vince had some studies for me, right? I'd study them and then I'd have a presentation. So, in fact, we were so well noted on campus that the night we came to my freshman dorm, which was the biggest freshman dorm on campus, a local TV crew had heard about us. They decided to show up and tape the whole thing. Yeah, and interview us. Oh, good. A few years later, I would hear from people, you know, Bridget, I was up at like 2 a.m. last night. I think I saw you on TV. That was my cousin. We looked a lot alike. Now, of course, I still had my crushes, because I pretty much always have at least 2 or 3. And in the pro-life club, there were some guys. Yeah. Let's go down the list here. There was Ronan from Dublin. Bridget, really like what you're doing for club, Bridget. Red hair. There was Mario from Spain. He worked at SRI, Stanford Research Institute, so grad student, big nerd. Kent from Connecticut worked out at SLAC, Stanford Linear Accelerator. Yeah, another big nerd, grad student. Then there was Mike. Mike Rhoda was from Palo Alto. He was my age, and he was really fun, really happy guy, really cool. You know, so undergrad with me. I liked all these guys. They're all kind of cute and fun. And let's just go down the list. We're going to figure out what my chances were with each one of these, long term. So Ronan, Dublin. He is probably living somewhere with his mother in Dublin because he never married. He's just permanent bachelor. Then there was Mario from Spain. He was a part of Opus Dei. Opus Dei, yeah. So he was part of Opus Dei, and he had no intention to ever marry. Ken from Connecticut, same story. Mike chose a very, very important vocation. He's a priest. Yeah, he's a priest. So I just really had him lined up, was just knocking him out of the park. Pro-life club, yeah, really. Lots of options, lots of options. This kind of sums up my first 2 years, right? First 2 years, fairly wound tight, working real hard, pre-med, super conservative girl, not making lots of friends, but, you know, hanging in there. I remember telling my dad one time, Dad, you know, I'm kind of lonely. His response, Bridget, extra miles never crowded. Nobody here. At the end of this year, I get some news from home, which is, you need to come home. Your dad is not doing well. So my dad had far, far, far exceeded this 2.5-month prognosis. He, in fact, was a brilliant orator. He had been a senator earlier in his life, and he put together this speech and kind of went around campaigning, talking about hope for cancer patients. He was shocked at the lack of hope given to him in his situation, lack of options. And people had written him up in a few books. He'd really made a difference, really done good work. But his cancer was winning at this point. He had one more surgery. It was a back surgery. So all we kids came home in time for this last sort of chance at trying to help him out. And we all went down to Olympia, where we were from. And he was going to convalesce, and we kids did summer school. And we got some time with my dad, but fairly soon it was obvious that he was going to be made comfortable, right? He was not going to make it. So he fortunately had some time to share a few things. We had a few conversations. And he said to me, before I went, Bridget, first off, you do not have to be a doctor. He wasn't convinced that was the best route. Just wanted me to know. Didn't owe it to the world. Number 2, your greatest challenge will be deciding between great things. Very sweet thing. He says, number 3, they are all afraid of you. Apparently they were just men my age in general. He even added, you know, I would be too. I don't really feel pretty. So my dad did pass away at the end of that year, that July, so in the middle of the summer. And it was obviously a huge loss, unexpected. I was 19, he was 49, way too early for things like this to be happening. And before I go on though, I wrote a song a number of years later, so I'm going to play that for you now. And this is a song I wrote for my dad. Do I remind you of anyone? No. Big smile, you had a big smile, and you waited while I learned from you, and you had big dreams, and it seems that in this world you had a lot to do. Why did you have to go away, and why did you go so soon? There have been many moments in my life that I'd like to share with you. Your hugs were so sweet, and into your heart I would lean, and I thank God that at night I can still talk to you in my dreams. Shame that you had to go away, and that you had to go so soon. There will be more moments in my life that I will try to share with you. But it's okay, and it's alright, and I'm glad I had you while you were here. And when people ask me what you were like, I say he was funny and nice to be near. Shame that you had to go away, and that you had to go so soon. There will be more moments in my life, and I will share them all with you. It's okay to clap at that. So the thing about that moment, very sad as it was there was sort of this, remember that basket of rules I had? It was real heavy, real heavy. It's like you could just kind of feel the wind blow under it a little bit, right? You could just feel it shift, kind of shake. Things were changing for me, I think, subconsciously. And I had a really big event coming up that fall. I had been accepted through the power of the waitlist into Stanford and Oxford program. Long time waiting, really wanted to go, very excited. It was a privilege usually reserved for the English Lit majors, but as a human biology minor, they got me in 15 off the wait list, so I was all excited. But there was debate, right? It's been a hard summer, everybody's had a hard time, maybe Bridget shouldn't go. And then it became, you know what, Dad would have wanted you to go, so go. So I arrive at Oxford, and I'm looking for Catholics. I need someone to go to Mass with, you know what I'm saying? Not a lot of Catholics at the Oxford program, turns out. Kids who came there kind of were looking forward to booze and British people. This was really their focus. Hanging out with British kids, drinking beer. So kind of thin on the options that way, but I did meet one dear, dear friend. Made a very good friend. Her name was Amy. Amy's grandmother was Catholic. She had been to Mass and she'd said a rosary. So I'm thinking, it's a thin line, but we got some connection. Amy was interesting though, because Amy had a boyfriend. He had a single room. They spent every night together in his single room. But you know what? Her boyfriend was a super cool kid. We got along really well. the three of us did everything together. We traveled up to the Lake District. We got a room and a bed and breakfast. They had the queen bed. I had the single. Rules are just flying out of the basket. I'm starting to judge just a little less. Just a little less. The other thing that happens in Oxford is they have these lovely formal dinners, right? So these are long wooden tables, just like you'd imagine, nice linen, kind of like a Harry Potter movie, right? And they serve, white wine with your appetizer, red wine with your meal, sherry with your dessert. And I didn't drink because I'd been raised in a household with no alcohol. So the first few meals, I'm kind of politely take a sip. It's kind of a new thing for me. Didn't really even know what the stuff tasted like. Get further on, get to know more people. How about the fourth or fifth dinner? Whatever, I'll just have a little bit more. I'll just have a whole glass. Will, Amy's boyfriend, in the middle of this particular meal where I kind of start to loosen up a little bit, looks over at me, leans out. Hey, you guys, Bridget's drunk. No, check it out, really, she's drunk. Yeah. We found out that I giggle a lot and talk a lot. I'm not drunk. But it was it was a new experience, and it was positive, and it was fun. And in general, this era of my life quickly begins to bring in fresh ideas. And I'm really lightening up my basket. I'm really getting less judgmental. Get the news when I get back home, though, that things have been hard since you've been away. Go back to Stanford, but you might want to come back to the U to go to school. It would be nice if you were around. So I sort of panic and create a plan. By the end of my winter quarter, I have applied to be an RA. So I'll be there next year, and I tell my mom it's a great deal on room and board. So how about it? And then also that I applied to work at this place called Stanford Sierra Camp. So Stanford is this beautiful place up in Tahoe on Fallen Leaf Lake, which is near Lake Tahoe, just south. And Stanford students staff it for the summer, and mom and dad play tennis and go for hikes. And then Stanford students take care of their kids or teach them volleyball or whatever. That was my job. I was the volleyball instructor at a camp in Lake Tahoe. And I was like, most perfect job ever. Once again, the wait list. Thank you. Love wait lists. And there was definitely some disappointment in my choice on the home front, but I just really wanted to go. I said, I'm going. Well, Will, Amy's boyfriend, had been a little hesitant. He had worked at Sierra Camp, and he had heard that I was applying. And he kind of just didn't seem to know if that was such a good idea. I found out why. Sierra Camp is the pit of debauchery for college students. You got a drug you want to try? Someone will be there to try it with you. You want to kiss people of the same sex? Whatever you want to try, right? It's all there. So I'm at these parties, staff parties, right? And there's like, two women naked in body paint kind of making out on the floor. Some guy's puking in the bushes, but he'll be back. Just clearing the pipes. Kind of a dirty mattress, people under a sheet. Whatever, just kind of happening all around. So I'm at these parties just like, wow. Wow. You okay? So I'm watching it. I don't really drink, I just kind of check it all out. And you know what? You think I'd be sitting there going, oh, you're going to have to go to Mass with me on Sunday. But I find that I'm not judging a lot. You know why? Because I love all of these people. They're all my friends. They're all so fun. We work together every day. And I realize that they're not inherently bad. They're just having a good time. And it's a huge time of lightening the load. I really learn a lot there about who is okay to have in my life. And come fall, I get an email when I'm up at camp. And it's from my new co-RA. So, teamed up with somebody at the door. Well, I'm reading this email, and it's good. This guy's name is Jesse O'Hanley. And I'm thinking, O'Hanley, it's Irish. He's probably Catholic. And no joke on that. And I'm reading it, and I'm just thinking, he just sounds cute. You just read an email and you just know someone's cute? Is that just me? They're reading it. It's like, yeah, transferred from UVA. My dad's professor at Stanford, so I grew up in Palo Alto and play lacrosse for Stanford, and I just like to have a good time. I'm just like, oh yeah, he's cute. So I arrive on campus, and turns out he is cute. And he really likes me. And this is the guy who will not give up. He's not at all worried about my Catholic habits. We get done with putting paper around the dorm with people's names on it and little funny sayings, whatever. And he grabs a cold beer, tosses it in my hand, and says, "We're going out." It's kind of how he rolls, right? And it's good for me. And he's actually my very, very first real kiss, right? So we're walking down the shores of Lake La Comida, just at a frat party. I'm a little buzzed. Starlit night. And this experience leaves me thinking, why did no one ever tell me how nice this is? Oh my God! It's like a flipping conspiracy, people. Missed that memo. Jesse's a little more advanced than me, though, so our relationship is short-lived, we'll say. But then the next guy comes along. His name is Blake. Blake's tall, skinny, very preppy, cute. Kind of walks around campus like this, like, "Hey, yeah, no, it was fun last night. I'll see you. Okay. See you tonight? Yeah, we'll be there. Okay, yeah, it'll be good." It's kind of Everybody knows him. Big man on campus. And he and I are this goofy thing called a yell-leader. So Stanford can't have cheerleaders, right? Because Stanford's alternative. So they come up with these, golf-hatted, Hawaiian-shirted, goofy people who run around with the band and dance and do mostly nothing. And that was my job. It was great. And we got to travel with the band. So we got to go, when the Final Four was on, we got to go to St. Louis and San Antonio and Chicago. And so I ended up spending a ton of time with Blake, right? Because we both have this gig. And we get to be really, really good friends. And he says, things like, "Bridget, my parents ever met you?" They'd be like, "That's it. Where's the church? We're setting a date. You two are getting married." I was like, awesome. Not sure what to do with that, but thank you. He'd say, "I just want to get the house with the picket fence. I just want to pick the right wine for the meal." Like, he's always saying little stuff like this. I'm like, all right, that's cool. So, the year goes on, and senior formal is coming up. So this is like, the Stanford college equivalent of prom, right? Blake asks me like 3 months early. Wow. Sure, I'll go, fine. Don't have any other options at this point. So he shows up at my door the night of senior formal, and he has in his backpack for me a few things. He's got a mask I can wear with feathers coming out of it in case I want to. He's got a temporary tattoo for my arm, it's fun. Feather boa. And he has 12 Hornsby ciders on ice in his backpack. This is an alcoholic drink, for those of you who don't know. So it's going to be a big night. In fact, it's such a big night that one of my girlfriends actually pukes on another girl's dress before we even get on the bus to go to the dance. We're all in fine form. So we're at the dance, and pretty tossed. So I kind of start kissing Blake on the dance floor, and just kind of, he goes, and it's not a big deal, and I'm sure it was all my fault. I don't really remember, to be honest. Then we're driving home on the bus, and this friend of ours is a big deal photographer on campus. He's now actually a photographer for a living, and he goes around to each couple on the bus and takes a picture of them kissing. He thinks it's funny, right? 1 week later, senior dinner out on the quad, beautiful outdoor dinner thing they do for graduating seniors. Slideshow. About 8 seconds too long is a picture of me and Blake kissing. And everybody looks at me like, and all I can say is, turns out Blake is going to be working at camp that summer, and I'm going back doing volleyball instructor again, very wisely. And we're going to drive up together. So I go to run some errands. I'm all packed up in my dorm room, and I come back. He has packed everything in his car, and he's even made a mixed CD for the drive up. This guy's on the project, right? So we're driving to camp and arrive, and we go into what's called the staff lounge. This is a smelly, awful room with like 2 couches, right? And up on the wall, someone has made a little funny flyer. That picture of Blake and I kissing, and it says dating, not dating, purely physical. A lot of comedians up at camp. But dating's winning by a landslide. I didn't know that. Mind you, I'm a little naive, a little unskilled. So I say to Blake, hey, what's going on? Can you check in? sheet white. Not a word. Not a word. It's like, okay, hey, whatever that was, forget about it. Wasn't fun, obviously. Weeks go by. I'm kind of getting heckled, kind of getting bugged, kind of not liking it. Blake's acting weird. So you know what? We're going for a walk. You cannot say no. And we're going to talk about what's going on. So we go down the lake a little bit. It's this beautiful evening. The sun is setting. We're sitting on like, a log by the lake. It's just really nice. I look over. He's quiet. The tears start rolling down his face. He starts crying so hard he's coughing, and I'm afraid he's going to vomit. All of it. He turns to me and he says, maybe some of you have guessed, I am gay. Of course you are. You dress well, you think of everything, and you listen to me. I didn't know that. I didn't have gaydar. And here's this very, 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 very dear friend of mine sitting next to me, bawling his eyes out. And my heart is broken. Could hardly sleep that night. I had nightmares. And one of those rules that I think maybe had been screwed into my basket got shot like to the other end of the universe. No longer worried about whether my friends were gay or not. In fact, loved all of them. So that was a great, great moment, and it really capped off, in a way, my college career, right? Very different woman than I was when I started. Way looser, having way more fun. This basket of rules I'd been carrying around that had gotten real heavy, it's a lot lighter. It's a lot lighter. So from college, I have only one thing that's kind of still bugging me, right? Kind of one thing I'm holding on to. It's med school. Wasn't real excited about it. Maybe Dad had a little insight that I didn't, but I was not looking forward to it. But I'd done all the work, so I thought, oh, I'll apply. I should, right? Everything's a should. I should. Well, I get into the University of Washington School of Medicine. Pretty great, right? Should be thrilled, grateful. I'm grateful, I'm not excited. So I'd kind of gotten a sense of what fun really was, right? In the last few years, like I really had a good sense of how sweet life could be. So I decided I had a very short window in which to have fun, and then it was going to be over for the rest of my life. That was kind of how I thought. So I planned something, planned a little getaway. I was going to go to France for about 6 months. There was a family there, American family, they needed a nanny, and then I was going to teach English, and it had just a great setup. So I head over, and I first go to Holy Week in Rome. Because my Opus Dei peeps are all kind of me. I even have a friend who works at the Vatican, and so we get like the back gardens tour. Like we're way in the Vatican crew. I hang out with Swiss guards. They're like into her and flirt with her. It's awesome. So have my week in Rome, get on the train to go back to Lyon. I was going on to Grenoble, France, and I have this thing happen that's reminiscent of something that happened when I was in high school. Like, say in the summer I went out for a really hard run, and I'd come back in the shower, and I'd have this thing, I call them spells. It was just like I get kind of dizzy. It was like 20 television stations were on in my head all at once. It was just like this kind of experience. Then it would pass. So that happens on this train ride, and I'm like, oh, probably prayed too much. Too close to the spirit. So I let it go. Not a big deal. So I get to this new scene, right? This new place I'm going to be living, and it's perfect. It's fun. People are great. They even have picked out a French boyfriend for me before my arrival. His name is Teddy. He says, "Hello, I am Teddy. I am studying to be a helicopter pilot. Yes. I will be in Alabama next year. You know Alabama? I would like to practice my English with you." Teddy is super cute. He's like that total Euro man in tight pants. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. A little shorter, but not a big deal. Problem is, this spell I had on the train, those keep coming. Coming a little more often. find myself getting tired a lot. I'm real tired. Call my sister, she says, you know, you just sound weird. You sound paranoid. You don't sound like yourself. It's like, yeah, I don't know. I don't feel good. You know, I got this great thing that I'm doing, but I don't feel good. Well, I wake up in the morning outside of my bed with my sheets really tight around me, and having bitten into my tongue really hard. So I'd had a grand mal seizure during the night. And man, was I tired. So I call my sister, and we basically decide it's time to come home, which is what I do. I lose my fun idea, go back home. We go to the UW, we test me for everything, can't figure it out. Don't have epilepsy, they can't figure out one thing wrong. So I decided to go back down to camp, there's an opening, and just spend my summer down there, and that'll be fun. I find a guy when I'm down there whose name is Larry, who is some sort of alternative chiropractor. And he's like, you bring him a warm loaf of bread you just baked and he'll treat you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, very hippie. I have no idea what he's doing, but it works. And I feel better that summer. I'm still real tired, but I'm not having the spells. Heading into med school, dragging my feet. It's coming in the fall. And I actually cry when I leave camp. Not because I'm so sad. I'm sad to leave camp, I just don't want to go. Don't make me go. But I figured I'm healthy enough at the least, right? Couldn't be anything that bad. Turns out that those spells come back with a vengeance. I have them all the time. And I'd study and I can't remember a darn thing. Or I try and remember and then like the ideas just go away. Like lobes of the left lung. I don't remember how many there are. Still don't. I actually flunk out of med school. I fail. I sleep through tests because I'm so tired. And I get to the end of my first semester there, get my parting meeting with the administration, who are very disappointed, and I have to make some decisions. So I decide to go back to camp once again because there's a job opening. In the meantime, before I leave, my sister says, let's give this another go, this time with an HPath. And we figure out that I have more heavy metal in my body than they've ever seen in a living human being, someone actually standing. So I've got mercury, arsenic, aluminum, cadmium. I had 13 different heavy metals. But arsenic, and aluminum, and mercury I had in such high levels that he had never seen it, before. I don't know how I got this. Arsenic is big in the paper and pulp industry, and I was raised an early part of my life in Grace Harbor, and I ate a lot of dirt. So, let you be the judge. Mom ate a lot of tuna. At any rate, I was very sick, and I knew it now. And so, sort of the goal became to heal. I'd gone down to camp to actually run a staff of 40 people. Yeah, that didn't work out so good. Yeah. Came back home, and this is like I call it the era of humility. Lived at mom's, cleaned houses, babysat, baristed, and paid medical bills for about 2 years. And in this time, I learned a lot about what I wanted out of my life and how I was going to approach it. Finally, decided it was a good idea to let go of med school. I was kind of forcing that. And I learned a lot about not forcing things in general. Things didn't feel joyful, probably not a good idea to do them. A lot of rules coming out of the basket, right, about how you make decisions. Picked up the guitar, so that was a great thing, and it really opened my world, and it became a way that I process situations. And shaved my head. Still don't know why. But one of my friends offered, maybe there is just like a lot of metal in your hair. Still don't know the answer to that, but it was very freeing, and I just had to do it. Couldn't not. So, interesting time, and I have a song I wrote which kind of sums up what I learned when I was going through this, and it's kind of my ode to hardworking Americans everywhere. We all push ourselves pretty hard in this country, so this is my response. Sorry, I'm being so immodest. The new habits are a little short. Toiling, I've been toiling, and I'm ready to rest in the shade, where the air is much cleaner and the grass is much greener, and I can drink a glass of lemonade. Running, I've been running, and I am tired through and through, 'cause it ain't very nice to do things twice as fast as you really want to. Lay here and rest a spell. You're so tired, I can tell. Ain't it hard how we put ourselves through hell? Let's rest a spell. Raining, it's been raining. Lists of things I shoulda, oughta do. So I put up my umbrella, but man, I gotta tell you, I am soaked to the puddles in my shoes. Crying, I've been crying, but it feels pretty good, I gotta say, 'cause it feels like my tears are tiny droplets of my fears, and it's nice to watch them wash away. Lay here and rest a spell. You're so tired, I can tell. Ain't it hard how we put ourselves through hell? Let's rest a spell. Slower, I will go slower, and I'll gaze at each flower on the way, and I will not just smell it, I will take the time to tell it. I'm amazed it can grow petals that way. Lay here and rest a spell. You're so tired, I can tell. Ain't it hard how we put ourselves through hell? So lay down your fears. You can just rest here. You can even have a beer. And rest a spell. This is a song written at the wrong time, because I think it would have been in the top 40 in like 1965. Added the American folk lineup. Fortunately, I get better, right? Eventually I start getting healthier. And a big thing that brings me back into the fold of normal humans, besides my hair growing, is sports. Jockette comes back. It's real helpful. I have a friend who invites me to play basketball on her team. So I'm on this women's basketball team. And from there, I go on to play on a rugby team I'm recruited onto, women's rugby team. So the great thing about joining a women's rugby team when you're tall, and I'm a little stocky, gain a little weight, so I'm tall, don't have a lot of hair. Girls on the team, pretty excited. As my friend Judy told me, very seriously, she's like, you know, Bridge, I just gotta say, I mean, if you switch teams, you could score some seriously hot chicks. She called herself a recruiter. So, unfortunately, I had to let the girls on the team down that way, and I also ended up twisting my knee, so I had to leave. And I ended up eventually playing on a co-ed basketball team. And you know what was on the co-ed basketball team? A cute boy. First crush in years. I'm so thrilled. His name is Tom. He's from Minnesota. Real sweet. Big, tall guy, blonde, blue eyes. I think he's really cute, right? Totally like Tom. Kind of goofy and nerdy and quiet. All qualities I like. And we get to hang out a lot, right? So you hang out with your teammates, you're all friends. And then, you know, we start meeting each other's friends. And by and by, like, Tom and I are spending a lot of time together. I help him plant his garden around his house. We go shopping before he leaves for the holidays, so he has nice things to wear. We're just always kind of together. Whatever we do, we kind of hang out. And I'm just sort of waiting for the day, right? I'm just waiting for him to notice that we're just really getting along here, you know? How about it? That pining thing, right? We're doing that pining thing. So we go out, you know, friends, and he says to me at the end of the night, "Hey, Bridget, that friend of yours was really cute. Can I get her number?" But I hang on, right? It's my style. Hang on. I'll get it. I'll get it. This time I even say something. I even tell him I like him. Very, very brave, very bold. He's like, "But I just want to be friends." And I'm like, "Yeah, there it is." You know what happens more? "Hey, Bridget, that friend of yours is really cute. Can I get her number?" So eventually the frustration builds. Get all into the spring, into the summer, and you know what? I'm kind of had it. Kind of getting bored with hanging out with Tom. And I wake up on July 4th, Independence Day. Not joking. Tears running on my face, emotions shooting out every direction, and I start to write my journal, right? Writing about Tom. Okay. I have had. And I realize that I can't hang out with Tom. It is breaking my heart. It is not actually that fun. I need to move on. So I write kind of a letter, right? So I kind of get my thoughts organized into a letter. Then I decide I'm going to go read the letter to Tom. Now I've been up since like 6. So I can wait till like 10 a.m. to call him at least. You know, it's like a Saturday morning. It's hot, like, you know, 98 degrees at 10 in the morning, hot, hot summer day. So we're over at his house. He's on the back porch, God bless him, cup of coffee, ready to listen, sitting there, reading my letter. Don't cry. And he listens in his way. He's kind of quiet. He says, "Well, it sounds like something you need to figure out." You know what? He's right. He'd never been anything but a friend. He never said he'd be more than that. Fair enough. But at least he knows now that I'm not going to be hanging out, and I leave feeling very liberated. I've expressed myself. I feel good. And I have a friend who is tired because she's been hearing about Tom for like the last 10 months. Call her on the phone, and she says, "Bridget, we're going shopping." I said, "Really?" She's like, "Yep, because I have a wedding I'm going to the next weekend." So it's like on the first of the after-college weddings. And I have a dress, but she says, "Oh, no. We're going to go shopping. We're going to get you some clothes for the wedding." I said, "All right, all right." So we go to Bellevue Square, Banana Republic. And it's the middle of summer, and they're just selling everything that was kind of the earlier summer, right? So the sale rack's just packed. So we get in there, and she says, "Now wait. I have a couple rules for you." I said, "All right." She says, "First, no sleeves. Halter tops are sleeveless." I said, "Okay." Number 2, no pants, only skirts. Okay. She says, "Number 3, if it doesn't do this, pop, when you walk in the room, we're not buying it." I was like, "Well, you better be ready to help me out with that, because that last one's more hard." And there's a friend of mine who is capable of having, you know, men flock to her at bars. She kind of had the flip hair and the whole thing. So I was in good hands. I knew it. We tear through all these clothes. And we come up with this pile. This is more clothing than I've ever bought once in my lifetime. And she forces me to buy it all. And I say, "Okay." So now I have a pile of pencil skirts and halter tops to rival any girl at this wedding, right? I'm ready. I got gear. So the fun thing about this wedding is I have a couple of really good gay guy friends, which I have tons of at this point, because I realize how fun they are. We're driving over to this wedding. It's over in Moscow, Idaho. And we're going to basically, in my opinion, have like a fun slumber party the whole weekend. I'm so pumped, right? Talk about boys, eat popcorn, you know. So So we arrive and we go straight to this rehearsal dinner, which is at my friend's house, and meeting new people, we meet her family, it's fun. There's just one guy at the rehearsal dinner, his name is Josh. He's from San Francisco. He was a Fulbright scholar with my friend, very, very bright kid. He is a MD, PhD student down at UCSF. A little nerdy. Bushy beard, glasses, you know. I don't really notice Josh, pretty quiet guy. But he needs a ride back to the motel we're all staying at because he came directly from the airport. So we give him a ride back. We're walking upstairs, and my fun gay guy friends and I'm so excited, right? I'm like, oh boy, slumber party night, here we go. They get to the door. They block the door. They say, Bridget, go find Josh. No, this is us. We're gonna hang out, right? Bridget, go find Josh. I don't like the beard. Bridget, the beard is hot. Go find Josh. I'm in my little red halter top and my pencil skirt, you know. Make my way sideways down the steps. Turns out Josh is a wise man, wiser than we knew, or they obviously knew, and he's sort of flipping through those brochures on fishing in the lobby, you know, just kind of hanging around. Hi, Josh. Hey, Bridget. Guess he's gonna go for a walk? It's like, oh yeah, can I come? So Josh and I head out into this beautiful, warm summer evening, right? So we're in Moscow, Idaho, on the outskirts of Moscow. Not a lot there. In fact, the only thing next to our motel is an empty field they have plowed because they're going to do construction. So there's like large construction equipment and dust. That's all there is. So we go walking out. It's beautiful and it's fun. We find this one piece of like really large machinery and we're playing with the dials and the steering wheel and Josh flips on the radio and there's kind of nudie pictures on the dash. You know, it's like... So we're sitting there chatting and it's really fun. Then he turns to me and he says, I think this is sexy. Do you think this is sexy? Let's see the halter top. So I ended up making out with Josh on this front loader in Idaho. And it's a landmark moment. You know, it's like it got over the pining. My friends have guided me here. And I said, it's time to trade in the habit for halter tops. All right. It's kind of the era of dating begins, right? So I'm really going to go for it. Gosh darn it, I'm going to meet people. I'm going to go out. I'm not going to judge. I'm just going to be open. And it's interesting entering the dating scene as a jockette, little jock girl, because I find I get a lot of feedback on that. Like, I don't expect it. Turns out guys notice, right? So there's kind of the guys who like it. They think it's cool. Then there's men who find it a little bit intimidating. They're not really good. So the guys who like it, for example, it's me jogging. I'm running. Sort of typical. Excuse me, miss, just excuse me. I'm so sorry to stop you. I really am. I just have to ask now, how do you get your hamstrings to pop like that, you know? I coach track. My athletes, they don't have that. Now, you working on that? Is that natural? How about you give me a number? We can talk about it. How about I give you my number and we'll talk about it? His name's Walter. You call me, okay? You finish the run, and then you call me, okay? Another one is me walking to work, Jackson Avenue, in shorts. Damn, girl! You have got yourself some gorgeous legs. Or my favorite, me walking to work. Shorty could kick your ass. No, she couldn't. Then there are the dudes, not really comfortable with the amount of muscle, right? So, like, you know, Bridget, I mean, we're friends now, so this is cool. I mean, I just have to say, like, the first time I saw you, I thought, wonder if I could take her. This is not like out to dinner. It's like in hand-to-hand Mortal Kombat. These men are wondering if they might die. Doesn't get you a lot of dates. But I'm doing it, right? I'm doing the dating thing. And there's some interesting groups in Seattle, kind of scenes. You got the whole like Microsoft geek thing, right? The odds are good, but the goods are odd. There's like the hiker, kayaker, ski patrol guy, you know. Dated a couple of those. And I speak Spanish, so I dated an Argentinian guy for a while. And it's fun, you know. And this thing I realized, dating, people take you places and they buy you food and drinks. Once again, where was the memo? Should have been doing this years ago. But it's fun, and you meet different people and you learn a lot and you make friends. And I had a really good time. And I even wrote a song at this time, kind of commemorating for all the singles out there, especially the single women. A little bit of a funny song. And I have a special treat. My friend Lydia West, who introduced me to dating, is going to come out and sing with me. It's a beautiful harmony. Lydia? We call this the Kiss Me, Kiss Me song. Being single takes work, right? You gotta get out there, you gotta meet people, somebody new, oh boy, here we go. And get a little tired of it, you know, and then there's the real hurt feelings moments, right? Yeah, Bridget, no, yeah, so my girlfriend, my ex-girlfriend called, and so I'm just gonna talk to you later. Yeah, peace out. I should have done. So, you know, you get your feelings hurt. It's kind of hard work. And I start to realize, you know, that whole boyfriend thing that a lot of girls are doing seems like a good idea. I think I want one of those. And there's one guy in particular I had met, who, tall, sweet guy from Alaska, his name is Sam. We get along really well. It's kind of the guy who I just seem to be able to spend lots and lots of time with and have a good time, right? So very compatible in lots of ways. And he even goes to a movie with my mom and I, which, in my opinion, pretty much makes sure that he's serious. So we're scheduled to go out to on a date on New Year's this particular year, and I'm not so sure I want to do that. I want to get things square with Sam before I'm going out on New Year's with him. New Year's is like the for sure, you know, kiss date. Well, I'm not ready for the for sure kiss date, right? So I call him up, and I immediately start to bawl. Sam, I don't know why I'm crying. This is Bridget. I just feel like, I just really think that, I don't know, I don't want to go out tonight because I just really, I think I'm ready for like something more real, and I think I'm ready for like a boyfriend, you know? God bless the man. He says, I get it. I feel the same way. He said, he's very wise. He says, what would you like? And he says, I would like you to call me in a month. Somebody said, I just need to breathe it. And I kind of want to test him a little bit, right? Is this guy going to come through? So he says, that's good. I will call you February 1st. All right. We'll see. Meanwhile, my girlfriends are like, good job, Bridget, way to go. You should write down what you want. That's what you should do. You really need to get clear about what you want, right? What women are supposed to do. So I'm writing my I want a boyfriend. While I'm processing that complex thought, I write a song. Lydia's going to come sing with me. Writing a lot of songs at this point. Those other men treated me bad, but I did my best, gave all I had. Then you came along and you kept your word. Now I'm hearing things I've never heard. Just thought I knew you better than I do. I didn't know that someone could be so true. And now you're staying, saying, baby, don't you worry, 'cause I ain't going anywhere, and there's no hurry. Just thought I knew you better than I do. Hey, late at night in my bed, thoughts of you spin in my head. Well, your face is kind and your love is real. Who knew I'd know how this could feel? Just thought I knew you better than I do. I didn't know that someone could be so true. And now you're staying, saying, baby, don't you worry, 'cause I ain't going anywhere, and there's no hurry. Just thought I knew you better than I do. Hey, 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 yeah. Hey. That's why I want a boyfriend song. He calls. Sam calls February 1st. True to his word. And he becomes my first boyfriend. Oh my god! You know, they say once a cheerleader. It's really fun. I totally love it. Love it. It's just what I wanted. Lots of hangout time. Go out to dinner. Go out to movies. Have a blast. And it's really fun at the beginning, and then unfortunately he has sort of a loss in the family and sort of inherits/buys his home outside of Seattle. So it complicates things a little bit. Now he's taking the ferry to Hallsville every day, go to work and back. And then I get a job where I travel 5 days a week, mostly on plane. And it's getting harder to keep it together, right? Long distance, and I'm traveling all the time. But we try it, and it's good, it's good. I get more tired. And mind you, I'm new at this, so I'm not so great at communicating. Just try and hold it together. So I just pause and I think, okay, let's see. I got my job, important. Spend time with my family, my friends, and, well, I got sports teams still, and then there's Sam. Suppose if I dropped Sam, I'd have a little bit more time. So I break up with him, like 6 months in. He doesn't like it. I call him back 24 hours later. I'm so sorry, I didn't know. I really like you. Finally, he comes back about a month later, and it sort of begins a little bit of a pattern, unfortunately for us, where we're on, we're off. But we're together the majority of 4 years. And great guy, and we even get to a point where we are living in the same house, and I get to know him even better, of course. That's when I really recognize that we've got some real different habits, okay? It's kind of like how do you relax, right? This is a man who can sit on the couch, prone, for 10 hours and watch television, happy. Day well spent. Meanwhile, I have run up and down Mount Si, grocery shopped, called a few friends, maybe written a poem. Wondering when we're going to hang out. It'll be real fun, spend some time. We don't want to do the same stuff, a little bit of a problem. I even come up with a new name for housekeeping, because we need to do some of that. It's not going real well communicating about that. Call it togetherness time. Why don't we do some togetherness time? Doesn't work, by the way. If it works, let me know. Finally, I talked to one of my aunts about the situation, and I start to cry. And she says, "You know what, Bridget? It's not supposed to be this hard." And I think about it, and I feel the truth of that. And I'd already been kind of thinking that. I was real tired. I've been working very hard, trying to come up with positive ways to keep this going. So I break up, this time for real. This time I'm done. It's a very unhappy moment for both of us, but it's very necessary, and it feels right to me. And once again, my girlfriends are like, "Okay, Bridget, good job. Now write down what you want." Like, 5th time, you know? Fine. So I got some new things on the list based on my experience. I would like a little more ambition, a little more up off the couch. You know what I'm saying? Smart was there, smart I like. Maybe he likes to play music, not just like enjoys music, but really actually play music with me. Who's into improv, that'd be cool, or theater stuff, and maybe just a little more sporty in the outdoorsy way. He likes to go outside, hike around, kayak, whatever. So this is my list, not demands, just would be nice to have. Then about 3 months later, I see Sam. We have to meet to exchange. I have a check, and he has a pair of my jeans, and we kind of, meet up at Gasworks Park. We end up sitting there talking for about 3 hours. Lights of Seattle come up as the night goes dark, and it's just so nice. I go, "Oh yeah, I really liked you. Oh, shoot, I think I made the right choice." So I write a song about it. Lydia. It's called Blue Eyes. In honor of Sam's blue eyes. This man has so many songs written about him that I'm going to make a CD one day and just call it Sam. Just about him.
Turn my face to the
remember my friends saying, you know, Bridget, you write like really happy sounding songs, but really depressing. I think it's my Irish blood, you know. So I don't go back to Sam. I hold strong. And I keep a hold of this list, right, what I want. And I end up several months later at this improvisational theater retreat week up on Orcas Island. And I'm very excited to go. It's going to be a fun getaway. Feeling good about going. Very intuitive about my decisions at this point, right? The basket's pretty light, and I'm pretty sure when something feels right. So I'm like, I'm going to this. Turns out there is a guy at this retreat who has everything on the list. Hiked the entire Pacific Crest Trail. Outdoorsy. Owns 7 guitars. Likes to play the guitar. They're nice ones, too. Obviously at an improv retreat, and like multi-time entrepreneur, go-getter, engineer, go-go guy. Very, very ambitious. It's kind of cool, right? It's like, wow, that's pretty neat. And he's crazy about me. I was like, wow, I found her. I found my girl. He's talking about marriage like real early on. So he's 41, he's ready, he wants the kids, he wants the wife, he's just ready, right? And I like him, so I'm like, well, I can work with this, it's great, right? Found my guy. He lives in San Francisco, so it's a little complicated. Have to travel to hang out. But I really put my all into it, and it's really fun, and it's really exciting, right? Really feel like I've arrived. But I find myself getting a little bit anxious, right? So I'll call him. I'm in Ballard, call him. Hey, I know. Oh, yeah, it's a cute neighborhood. Lots of little rows of houses and cute little schools, lots of families and strollers. And he says, gosh, maybe that's where we'll settle. We've been dating like 2 months. And I'm not really doing a good job of speaking up, right? I'm feeling these doubts, but I'm like, oh, I'm just nervous. Oh, it'll go away. This is fine. And he's not really the let's talk about it guy either. So Sam was the let's talk about it guy, really he was. But this is not this guy. Kind of just like, bing, smile, we're all fine. A little more anxious, a little more anxious. I even have a nightmare while I'm dating this guy. That is me in this train station, right? Big, big, tall ceilings, and this beautiful, shiny blue and silver train is out in front of me. You know, you just know stuff in your dreams. So I know this is a bullet train. Like this thing does whatever, what do they do, 500 miles an hour, I have no idea. So I'm talking to this person next to me in my dream, and I said, that train's super cool, I'm happy to go check it out. I don't want to get on that train and go anywhere. I just want to check it out. Flash forward in the dream, I'm on the train. Along with like 500 Japanese people, all carrying luggage and tickets, running around, trying to find seats. And I realize this train is leaving. Everybody on this train is going on a trip, including me. So I look for an exit, look at the windows do not open, look for a door, don't see a door, scramble, scramble, sweat, sweat, scared, scared, get to the top of this staircase. It's kind of dark at the bottom, but I kind of run down. I'm like, this has got to be the way out. And there at the bottom is a security guard blocking what looks like an exit, holding a gun. And he has laser beams shooting at us. Needless to say, I felt a little anxious. But I wanted to make it work, and I just held on. I was trying to see if I could be sure. So what did I do? I wrote a song. It's our final ditty for the evening. Excuse me. I should have a stool custom made for this skirt. I wanna love you like you love me, 'cause loving me makes you so glad. And I wanna hold you like you hold me, 'cause I feel sometimes I hold you back. What did they whisper when you saw me?
Saw me.
How did you get to be so sure?
So sure. way too slowly.
I can't see you in the blur.
I wanna kiss you like you kiss me.
Your toes just float right over your head.
And I wanna miss you like you miss me.
Just the thought makes you lose your breath. How do I tell you
I'm uncertain.
Feels like the hardest thing to do. To let the light in, move the curtain.
Move the curtain.
In the light we'll see the truth. What's that you say you saw me changing? You're glad I got it all out of my head. And in a world with rearranging, could we both just crawl back into bed? But I might not love you like you
love me.
And I don't hold on good
like you.
And I can't kiss you like
you kiss me.
But oh my God, would I miss you.
I wanna love you like you love me.
'Cause loving me makes you so glad. I also call that the saddest song I ever wrote. So I finally get brave and speak up, right? Now, I maybe waited a little too long, kind of came out all at once. I didn't really plan for it very well. His response is, are we breaking up right now?
Yeah.
This is a very black and white kind of guy, right? He's an engineer. He doesn't want to work it through with me. He just needs to know what the answer is. It was new territory I had not yet discovered. And turns out that that is exactly what it is a breakup. He's done talking about it already. And it's over. No more words the rest of the day. Peace out. Flies back home. Awful, awful experience. Big kick in the butt. And I realized probably it would have been better to speak up a little sooner. And I also take a few rules that were pretty stuck in my basket about having to get married and having to have children. Just kind of let them float away. Be nice, would be happy to do it with the right person. There ain't no hurry. And when it works out, it'll work. But you know, being 34 and single brings up interesting issues. Bridget, this is your womb. Hi. What is going on up there, Bridget? I'm meeting people, you know, checking it out, and doing my thing. You need to try harder. It is complicated. I have to live with them. They're all the same down here. No guarantees. Who knew wombs got so angry? So sorry. But the good news is, I've gotten this far. And my basket of rules is awful light. Got a few things in there. Joy, find joy, be kind, you know, patient. Make decisions that make sense for your whole self. Stuff like that. And all the awkward things I had to go through on my journey to femininity, you know, like the rat tail soccer days, or cheerleader who holds her skirt down, senior prom. gay date experience. Senior forum. All that added up to a point where it's really kind of all right with me now that I've only almost got it every time. Almost had it. Almost female. Didn't quite get it. And I'm okay now, and it's actually pretty fun to do my version of it, I've decided. And so my wish for everyone here is take a good look at your basket of rules and make sure it serves you. And it's okay to toss out the ones that don't. And enjoy your evening. I don't maybe necessarily need to say this, but you know, I started this run doing 6 shows, and now I'm at this point, and I just have one more seat actually available to tomorrow night, so I guess I don't need to work that hard to sell it. But if you enjoyed the show, feel free to become my friend on Facebook, or I have an email address on the page to buy your tickets, and I don't have any plans yet to do more, but just if you want to stay in touch, you can let me know, and I'll try my best to let you know if I'm playing again. So, I know. We have little brochures as you go out. And I also will stay around after the show and chat, so if you want to stay and say hi, I'd be happy to say hi. Okay.